Hello and welcome back to the Unboxers, and today we have for you a new DC Multiverse figure, and this time it is...
Abyss.
And he does look like he has been in the abyss.
Yes.
So, he's got a really cool weapon there, and do you know much about this character?
I do not, but he, sadly, he's come about since my...
Since your days.
Comic collecting days, but he does look really cool. It looks like he's got like one of those like electronic light up masks that have.
Oh yeah, it kind of does. He also is a Batman villain, it looks like.
Yes, on the side it has Batman versus Abyss.
Ooh, and this is part of the Collector's Edition.
Yes, Collector's. He is number 3. We've previously done 1 and 2. 1 being the Action Comics #1 Superman, and 2 being the Alan Scott Green Lantern.
Okay,
Golden
this
Age.
looks like some kind of sickle with both ends.
Yeah, I want to.
A blade at both ends.
I kind of maybe I want to kind of think because of the way he's doing it,
That it comes
here, that maybe it comes apart and it actually is not on here, but the character's weapon. I'm thinking maybe it comes apart and has two. Can be
kind of looks like
two
that.
or put together as one.
Let's go ahead and turn that box around.
Has some really cool.
Ooh, that's
Artwork
like
on
the
the back.
artwork that you will see on the card as well. Yeah, he's got 2 X's over his eyes for the mask. Got some other villains right there, kind of lined up with him, and Batman in the front. All right, let's go ahead and get the Abyss out of this box and give you a closer look at the Abyss. No, at Abyss. We'll be right back. All right, so there's
Abyss.
out of the box. Let's take a look.
And I gotta admit, this is. I mean, he looked pretty cool in packaging, but
Yeah.
he really does look cool. It's kind of funny now that you have, comic book characters being made into toys and stuff. Sometimes you're like, hey, I know that character from the comics, so I want to get the toy. And in this case, now it's like, hey, that's a really cool character. I really would
Go back
like
and
to
read about him.
go back and read some of the comics because he looks like he would be a pretty cool
He does
villain.
look pretty cool. Here's his base. It's got the silver DC embossed with the peg. That's for the collector's edition. They have the silver DC. And then, ta-da! The hand, which is like sculpted like this, like a gripping hand. It's got a very long fingernail.
Yes, I'm guessing that's so that he can hold his weapon with both.
Yeah, that
hands.
could be the case. And here's the awesome collector card, like we saw on. This was the back of the packaging, Batman, and then hit the Abyss in the background, and then it has McFarlane Collector Edition down the side.
Yeah, I like the way they added the foil
The silver,
embossing.
yeah, it is really nice. And then they have it on the back as well, and then you have the data file right here for this character. For Abyss. And then here's the stand, which comes with the collector edition to display your card. And then so when you display your figure, you can just put that right beside it and it displays really nicely. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure. Alright, so here's Abyss. There's the X's you were talking about on the eyes. Almost like, and it has like this light white sheen and stuff underneath of it that kind of gives it that look like you were talking about, like lit up.
Yeah, like it's lit,
eyes. Yeah. And then I like this where it looks like almost like ribs, and then mesh in between the ribbing. And then he's got this awesome cape, which is tattered down here and holes. It is quite pretty pliable right there. It's purple on the underside, which is nice, and it comes around all as one piece around his neck. And the hood, in the inside of the hood, you see the purple as well. And then there's the apparatus around his mouth. There's a 6-pack, and here's his belt, which holds some things right there, as well as his knees, or like knee protection, all the way down. This is a little bit lighter, like the black is changed to like a super dark gray. Right here, just very subtly. And then he's got the boots going on. There's his claw hand. And there's his gripping hand holding on to his weapon. which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at both ends. Mostly identical, both ends. And then he can hold it like that.
Yeah, he gives me like a techno Grim Reaper vibe, kind of.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I definitely get that vibe, like a crossover between the Grim Reaper and somebody even, like you said, more technical.
Yeah.
But looking cool. So, I like his belt, too, around there, which is, I'm trying to see, it is built onto this pliable piece, which makes it nice. And this is the little bit, there's a little bit, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, there's a little bit different in the shading between this piece and this piece and this piece, but it's just enough to give it dimension, but still make him look like he's all in black. That's really nice. And this piece, the rib pieces, are a little shinier than the mesh behind it, which makes it stand out. I like the shoulders as well. Alright, your turn to show off his articulation.
Okay, so let's see. One nice thing that I like the way they designed this is the hood is actually a separate piece from the cape, so you're not going to lose any range of motion in the head if this piece was all one piece with his cape. So I like that they do that. So he has articulation at the head. He does have articulation at the shoulders. It's kind of hard to see, but it does look like he has the double butterfly shoulders, so they will rotate and extend. He has the, if I can get it to stay still, he does have the bicep swivel as well. He has the double elbows and the dual wrists, so they will rotate and then bend, and then depending on how you do the wrist, you can bend it in multiple directions. He has a point at the waist, which is hidden by this piece, which is nice because it's soft, so it still has some give to it, so he can bend forward and back as well as side to side. This piece is also soft, so he'll have really good range of motion at the hips because it'll give, and it will go forward and backward as well as side to side. He has the double knees, and then and these and the ankles, they will turn and pivot, and they have good range of motion as far as the amount of pivoting, and then also the toe articulation. So very cool. Awesome to add this cool new Abyss figure to our McFarlane DC Multiverse collection.
Alright, so there's one last look at
The Abyss from McFarlane's DC Multiverse.
Yes, pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching. As always, come back and see us, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.